Why are you growling? Brrr. Hello my friends, this is Ranger Rob and welcome to the Ranger Rob Country Living channel. Yes sirree Bob. We have another sparkling day in Central Oregon. That's kind of cool. So today is a Friday and I've actually got to launch this video the same day that I make it, so that's what I get for falling behind. Last night we had a podcast. It was kind of a fun little podcast. It was very informative and really enjoyed myself. So anyway, thanks for everybody that was on the podcast. And if you haven't seen our podcast, check it out. It's a lot of fun and feel free to interact with it. But yeah, so let's see. Today I have a guest, Sherry's sister, coming from Washington State. She comes down about every 3 months or so. One is to come see her mom, because we're the caretakers for her mom, and they come down here and visit her, and then we always cook up some really good food, and yeah, and plus it's relaxing here. And which brings me to a new subject that I was every once in a while I get on Facebook and I see what the latest talk of the town is and stuff, and I catch a conversation going on about barking dogs all night and stuff like that. And I gotta confess, I'm in an area on a ranch where most of the people here have 5 acres. So we have barking dogs, and some couple lots down, I think a couple people with hound dogs that really go at it, but it's not all the time. And what are you guys looking at? What did we find? Did you find a lizard? What is it? So I guess I had barking dogs right there, huh? So anyway, guys, so they're complaining about people that have barking dogs all night and stuff like that, and I can relate with the fact that they our dogs, like for our dogs, we'll send them out in the evening real quick to span the property and scare off any critters, and they'll do it in the morning, but it's bark, bark, bark 15 minutes or so, and then they're brought in the house. But they're also kind of our guardian dogs for the animals. And of course the conversation goes into like people that have every animal under the sun on their property, and I question, first of all, are they doing it on smaller pieces of property, or when you come over here we have a lot of the big 5-acre places, and I'll be darned if I have any idea what our neighbors have for critters and stuff, and that's their business. We all hope that everybody is responsible how they take care of their animals, but yeah. But there's always those people like, oh, we should complain to the HOA. It's like, oh yeah, so more rules. That's what we need, is more rules. Well, why don't you get the backbone as a neighbor and try to go talk to the other neighbor and see if you can find a compromise. Doesn't always work, but and it's always the same old people. It's always, we should make a rule, let's complain, let's go to the HOA, let's see if we can start making new rules. And it's like, that's what we need, more rules. That's what we need. Anyway, I get concerned about that. So I don't know, people, should communicate more. If you got a problem with a neighbor or something, maybe approach them first and talk in a calm way. You might be able to find a compromise. So, I mean, because look, I got chickens are crowing all day, but I'm far enough away that I don't think hardly anybody ever notices it. And I located my animals away from, I meet the regulations of Jefferson County, and like there's property over here to make sure our pigs are way away from people's houses, and we keep the chickens kind of centrally located, so that helps keep the noise down too. And because we're not out to irritate our neighbors. In fact, as a community, any of our neighbors are always welcome here, and if there's anything we can share, we'll be happy to do so. So anyway, I will be coming back to the greenhouse and the chickens in a while, but I got out here a little late. It's like 10, and so I gotta feed the piggies. But it'd be really nice to have Sherry's sister down here. It's always enjoyable to break up. She's up in Washington, and west side is busy, which we'd never live there anymore. But so when she gets to come down here, it's a chance to relax, hear the animals, eat some fresh, yummy food, and allow her sister to kind of chill out from the craziness of some of the things that go on up in Washington. And yeah, but got a little Penny over here telling me I need a feeder. Hi, Penny. And I just want to remind you, as they have their piglets this year, both of their houses have video cameras, and we'll try to do some live streams when we have babies to film, and that should be kind of fun. And yeah, so I'm gonna get these pigs fed, and we'll talk some more. Another thing I don't talk about that much is why I have field chickens back here with our pigs. Now, when I open this gate, they like to go into the green grass and stuff too, but they work these fields pretty good. So chickens are good for taking parasites and keep population of flies down and stuff by scratching at the pigs' droppings. They also are good at helping clean up spilt food and stuff like that, so it kind of keeps the rodents down. And so they have a job of that's their permaculture job. The hard part about having free-range chickens is keeping them protected from predators. Last year you saw we had a bobcat problem and stuff, and we had to modify our mobile chicken tractor with an electronic door and get the chickens well trained to go into that house and lock themselves in at night, and they do. And once we got them all trained to do that, we had very little problems. So yeah, permaculture chickens, I have a lot of good things to say. Don't go through the paddocks, scrape through the poop, help spread things out. We'll put old hay or stuff like that. Chickens are famous for spreading it all out. And yeah. And the pigs hate it when I come out here. I'm doing commentary because they're all waiting to eat. But we also are on pig watch. We're trying to calculate exactly when our piglets are coming. Now, the funny thing is we got our pigs from a different location. Like with Penny, she was bred with a over at another farm before we bought her, and so he was having health problems, so they're not sure exactly when things took place. So we're betting on like the September 15th area, and I think we're a little early. So every 21 days is their heat cycle. So we kind of calculate, well, let's calculate if the heat cycle's 20 days after what we think the conceptual day was. So now we're kind of looking at end of September for Penny, and we're not sure about Maggie because she's such a big pig. We're not sure if she's getting bred or not. So, but she's showing indications that she may be having piglets too, and that'd be great. So anyway, so it's been quite the challenge this year to figure out when and if we have piglets coming from these two. Now I have another set of one gilt and one sow that'll go over with Sparky, our boar, probably next month, and that will give us piglets hopefully in January or February. So yeah, it's kind of challenging. It's kind of a new thing we're learning, yeah. But this is a big pig. Maggie's a big pig, so we're kind of wondering if our boar's having a little issue getting her pregnant, but she's a good pig. Anyway, guys, let's get these guys fed. All right, so every morning I always get greeted by Sparky, a big old boar, and he's a good boy. And let's see if we can get... What do you think, Sparky? He's good. The one thing that's kind of scary, but not, is his tusks. Let's see if we can get a good look at him. But look at the size of his tusks. So the problem with a boar is they can be a little protective with the mom, his girlfriends and stuff, but pigs are pushy, and so they'll move their head from side to side. They don't tend to fight that much, at least not IPPs. But anyway, when they do that, if they do it with a person, well, unfortunately, unfortunately, that's where your legs are. So if they do that little butt with their head, they move you or get your attention, you're looking at getting a one of those teeth in the side of your leg, and probably looking at stitches. So you want to be careful. Idaho pasture pig are great pigs, and they love to be scratched and all that, but they're also they're pigs, and so it's not unusual for a boar to be a little bit pushy but still friendly. So we have to be cautious around Sparky, but he's a good boy. I was just walking over here to the girls. Listen to the noise that Maggie's making. What's up, baby? Why are you growling? Looks like she's hungry. I'm working on it. Now Penny, she lets me know she's loud, but every once in a while she'll do a grr. And she's a big pig, so she can... I guess she's a little grumpy today. All right, let's get them fed. I'm taking too long here. Well, getting back to the subject of animals and your neighborhood and stuff like that. One of the reasons people like Crooked River Ranch and the way these lots are done is the fact of space. Now, not all lots are flat like this one. So a lot of them are on hillsides or the rocky. So you got to have that in consideration of what animals you have. So here we've made sure that we're using the piece of property that is least likely to bother people. We keep our paddocks as clean as possible. We rotate them so we don't have a smell. We don't have a problem with that. But for example, if I just had horses on here, this would be a real dusty, barren area, because horses are just famous for just clearing out the property. So, but you know, I can see where some of the complaints or things where people have multiple goats and sheep and llamas and donkeys and things like that. And if your property, if you haven't placed your animals in places that are in consideration of your neighbors, you could probably have some hardship. Now, of course, that's when you want to think about maybe a 10 or a 20 acre place like that. So what we try to do here is keeping our paddocks clean, not to overpopulate, only have what we need, not have any unnecessary animals for cost and sound and upkeep. I think one of the terminologies is, I swear some of these people are just creating petting zoos. And you know, to each their own. You know, people got children and stuff. They're trying to teach them responsibility of accountability and taking care of animals and stuff. So there's 4-H people, kids and stuff. So you got to keep that in consideration. But as owners of our own livestock and stuff like that, we keep in mind our neighbors. We keep in mind cleanliness and locating our animals in the property that are best for the community, and not go overboard. So yeah, that's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Anyway, guys, enjoy your animals, but be responsible and accountable, and think about your neighbors. What's the best way to do what you want to do and make other people around you happy? Now, not everybody's going to be happy. Some people just like to complain, and that's when I think those people should go back to the city. But there's always a compromise, so we'll be able to work it out if they're willing. So anyway, let's get back to work. Another thing I was going to talk about is a channel I watch called, I don't watch it too often because I thought a lot of it was kind of like politically correct too much. And it was Roots and Refuge, which is a gal named Jessica, I think. And she does a good show. It's a very popular channel. It's very a lot of subscribers and everything. But she did do a video yesterday that caught my eye, and I thought, okay, I'm going to watch this, where she was like getting so concerned about what she was showing people on her channel and not offending people. And she's finally said, I'm not doing that anymore. It's like when it comes to butchering animals, I want to talk about it. Like, you know, we don't show it because of YouTube and stuff, but and the fact that she doesn't want to be embarrassed that she eats proteins. What she wants to say is, you know, is why we are doing this. And the thing is, most homesteaders, when they first started, were starting because they wanted to control the quality of food that they ate, whether it was their gardens and vegetables and stuff like that, to the protein, like us and the pigs. And now, getting back to the other subject, there's other animals we want to have because we have Central Oregon grown. That doesn't mean I'm going to bring animals on this property. It wouldn't be appropriate to have like a cow or two on this property. I could do it, but I think it's too much stress on the property, too much stress on us, and so why not support the locals and find farms that are doing really good jobs with their livestock and support them and buy my cattle from there, which is only 5 miles away. So it's all good. But the thing I got a kick out of Jessica was the fact that she says for a long time she wouldn't talk about certain things because she has such a following that they'd see. Like one time she was pointing her camera in her pantry, and in the top corner or something, somebody saw that they had some guns and stuff, and her husband's was in the military and stuff, and so he's pro having weapons around, and he's very safe with them and stuff. But someone who was like, oh, I'm so disappointed with you that you would actually own guns. And it's like, and it was those kind of little things that were happening on her channel that was telling her that she's coddling people too much. So on our channel, we tend to talk about the truth. We don't show things that is inappropriate for YouTube and stuff. But at the same time, we want to teach people why things right now, when you go to the grocery store, look pretty good. You see the shelves, and there was a time on the shelves of that there were some places were getting empty and things were getting low, toilet paper and certain odds and ends, and it may happen again. And so I look at these people that have animals and little farms and stuff, are trying to be self-sustainable and be able to feed their families in times of getting tough. And sometimes you have to, if you don't think there's going to be a problem within a year or two, it takes that long to build up your animals to be able to sustain your family. So like we're in 2.5 years into the pigs, and now we have a breeding pigs and a process down, but it took a little time to get to this point. Same thing with cattle. I think they say it takes a year or two to get your cattle up to a size to butcher them and stuff. And I don't raise cattle, so I'm not an expert in that, but you need a plan. And so if it's something you're interested in doing, one is study it. There's lots of ways. YouTube's full of data of people teaching you how to do stuff. And get started and play out the scenarios so you don't have problems with your neighbors, or you don't have problems with your farm. How are you going to keep them? Your age is a factor. Later on, I may get out of breeding and just grow feeders, and so I'll buy maybe a whole bunch of piglets from a certain farmer who's much younger than me, and I'll just raise them for meat and not go through the breeding process. But right now I'm comfortable with it, and I'll do it for a few more years. But when it gets too hard, I'll probably get out of the breeding part of it. It's kind of funny when you watch these channels that are big, and they're rolling in some pretty good money, so they're pretty susceptible to criticism and oops, one of my pigs got zapped, and trolls and things like that, and people judging you. She says a lot of people who complain about it, she says this is surprising that it's not the vegans or people that don't eat meat and stuff. She says they're actually very understanding, because people like us who want protein, we want to raise healthy protein and take control of what goes into our pigs and know what they're eating and all that stuff. And so vegetarians and stuff like that are very and vegans are very actually are tolerable to that, which is great, and can understand the fact that you're trying to control your food intake with quality food. And so yeah, it was kind of a relief to see Roots and Refuge, Jessica, realize that it's like, I don't think all my videos were authentic because of the fact that I didn't want to post things, because I didn't want to see the criticisms and the comments and stuff. And she's finally just saying, the heck with them. If somebody can't handle it, move on, so anyway, just food for thought. But this has probably been a long enough video. I'm working on right now, I'm filling up the waters for the pigs. I got them all fed. Gotta go check my chickens and greenhouse in a little bit. But anyway, check out our podcast from last night. It was really good, and I'm very thankful to the people who do the show with me and stuff. And yeah, so guys, have a great weekend. Try out some of our pork. We still have bacon, $3.99 a pound. I'll probably do that a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna have to kind of move the prices up a little bit. But it's been fun, and we got a long ways to go, and we've gotten some great customers, and we hope to serve all those people really well with really quality pork. So guys, talk to you later. Have a great day. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and share our videos all over the whole wide world. We'd appreciate it, and have a great weekend. Bye now. This video is made possible by RangerRob Poopy Bags, available in Amazon right now. Thank you very much for watching our video. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and share our videos all over the whole wide world. Thanks.